Hello, this is Pastor Roland. Today I want to talk about stress. I brought with me to show you my old copy of The Stress of Life, written by Dr. Hans Selye. He was the father of stress research. He looked at the physiological um, components of stress and the result of physiological sequelae and results of stress. And I have had this book for many years, over 25 years now. This is actually my second or third copy. I've studied stress now all these years. And so today I want to talk about stress because I know a lot about it. A lot about coping with stress, overcoming stress, and becoming immune to stress. Okay? Now, the big thing that you need to know is that stress um, takes its toll on the body, which you know that already, but I need to say it again. And it takes its toll in down to the smallest capillaries, into the very cells themselves. And an enervated, fatigued, stressed out body is then more easily made sick, attacked by germs or other things come along. Too much stress, for example, Dr. Selye studied arthritis, for example. He did a lot of research on arthritis and found out the connection between stress and arthritis. Okay, so now what I want to say is when I look around at America today, the world, the whole world, but America is where I live. I look around at America and I see people are really, really stressed out. Okay, I can tell by the way they look, and by their reactions. I can tell by their reactions because of my research, my studies, my degrees in the field of organizational behavior and psychology. I see that people are way stressed out. So here's what I want to say. I can help, okay? Because I can make you aware of and help you with some things that you hadn't maybe thought of before. For example, one of the big causes of stress, okay, or contributing factors to stress, in my opinion, the cause of stress is resentment. Okay? So now you see the spiritual side of it. You see why a pastor would be talking about stress. Okay? I've written a lot of books. You could call them theology if you like. You could call them psychology. You could call them self-help, wellness, whatever you want to call them. Here's one of my recent books called Helping and Healing the Inner You. Integrative Strategies for Self-Empowerment and Spiritual Growth. This is a beautiful book. It's over 500 pages. It's available on Amazon in both Kindle and paperback. And I talk about how to overcome stress. And one of the things that I always talk about is resentment. If you could learn to give up resentment, to not resent your wife, for example, your husband, your kids, other people. And of course, along with that means giving up judgment. Okay? Then you would eliminate a lot of stress. See, resentment leads to anger. And what is anger? See, but a great big response that results in fight or flight or withdrawal. See? We get all stressed out. We know it's wrong to be angry. We get angry. We know it's wrong. So you look bad when you're angry. You look bad. So what do? We hide it. We suppress it, but we're angry underneath. Then it comes out. It will come out. It will manifest psychologically, and physically. Okay, so expressing the anger, okay, dumping on somebody, getting all angry and bent out of shape, making mistakes, okay, saying the wrong thing, ruining your relationship, not good. Not good at all. But suppressing is not good either. The best thing would be not to become angry in the first place. Okay? And one way to not become angry in the first place is not to become resentful in the first place. Okay? And there again I can help. First, by making you aware of the fact that this little emotion called resentment causes you a lot of harm. See, you hurt yourself far more by your resentment than what anybody could do to you. It's the resentment. You know what they say. You say it's not what people do to you, but how you react to it. See, well, that's the idea. So that's where, first of all, a little bit of guidance from my part, or a little bit of tutoring, making you aware of resentment. What it is, it's hate. And Christ said, resist not evil. What he meant was resent not evil. If you wanted to translate it properly, it'd be resent not evil. See, resentment is resistance, tension. See, with a little bit of hate in it. Okay? It's not love. Okay? It's not patience. Think of the opposite of resentment as patience or overlooking. See, somebody makes a mistake. You see the mistake, but you overlook it. In other words, you don't take umbrage. You don't get angry. You don't get resentful. You don't hate them. You don't judge them. Someone makes a mistake, you discern them. You discern their error. You see it, but you take away the pinch of resentment. See? So that's why you need to have that kind of an attitude in life where you go through life more as an observer. Like when you were a little child sitting in the back seat of the car and Mommy and Daddy were going somewhere and you looked out the window and you saw all the buildings and the lights and the people, and it was all fascinating. Okay? And you just watched, you observed. Okay? You have to go through life like that. Go through life like a tourist. Get up, and see your family with fresh eyes. See, the other thing about resentment, it causes things to stick in your craw and it forms a memory, which is your punishment for resenting. Okay, so now you have a memory. You wake up in the morning, there comes your son or your daughter or your wife, and then instead of seeing them with fresh eyes, you say, oh, there she is, I know she's going to do this, or I know he's going to say that, or you see what I mean? Not good. See them with fresh eyes, okay? Like you were seeing them for the first time. See? Then if they make a mistake, okay. Don't you make mistakes sometimes? Sure. We're imperfect. So we're imperfect. Okay? So it helps. So you see how this helps to explain it to you? So you have to let go of your pride. Always trying. See, pride has what are different aspects of pride? First of all, hating other people, resenting them, being jealous, if they don't respect you or blah, blah, blah. And pride also means trying to make something happen, trying to control everything. See, those are aspects of pride. Being ambitious, which you were tempted to be ambitious, tempted to be prideful. See? Because the whole world, the teachers, the coaches, education, you've got to make something of yourself. You've got to study, focus, concentrate. All you do is become all hypnotized and all tense and all nervous. Okay? And your life goes past and you never live your own life. You got to be more like Albert Einstein, remember? He didn't do well in school. He was his own person. Some of the teachers hated him. One teacher said he would never amount to anything. Boy, were they wrong. Okay? He didn't wear socks. He went to the graduation, when he was a doctor of physics, and he would go to the graduation ceremony with his black robe on. He didn't wear socks. See, he was his own person. That's the way you need to be. Be your own person. Okay? Stop resenting everybody. And the place to start is at home. Stop. Don't resent your wife, your husband, your partner, your kids. Okay? All right? Okay. So now I've covered a lot of ground, haven't I? The meditation helps. I always talk about meditation, don't I? Because it helps. See, now what happens is you've made so many mistakes in your life. You've messed up. See? so much that you don't want to see it. So what do? You escape into thinking. See, trying to rearrange the past, or trying to plan for the future. I'll say this, and then she'll say that, and then I'll say this. You see what I mean? You escape into thinking. Or when things are just too, you've made such a big mess out of everything, you can't cope anymore. And why can't you cope? See, why can't you cope? It's because you resent things and you become upset. See, resentment destabilizes you. Here's another way to look at it. If you remain close to if your soul remained stable, centered, calm, still, as an observer, not resenting, okay, other people, then you would remain centered and you would flow from within, flow from your center. Patience, long-suffering, wisdom, understanding. See, these things would come forth. But now what you've done is you've cut yourself off from your fount of your inner fount of good, and now you are reacting. That's why you're tense. That's why you're nervous. That's why you're upset. See? Okay. So, and then what do? You reach for artificial things. You escape into your imagination, or you reach for marijuana or alcohol or pills or something. So wouldn't it be better to begin the day with meditation, become centered, pre-armed with patience, go out in the world, more as the observer, okay? Go through life with a light touch, float along like a ballerina through the day, and at the end of the day, see, you won't have messed up, or maybe a little, but not much, okay? And then you won't have to remember what happened during the day because you met each moment properly. It won't stick in your craw. You won't have a memory of another failure. Okay? Doesn't mean you have to win every battle. Doesn't mean you have to lose either. It doesn't mean you can't be successful. Not ambitious, but industrious and successful. See? And you will be, because you'll begin to handle things properly and you won't be upset. You'll have more energy. Now you're frittering away a lot of energy. You're wasting a lot of energy through your upset and your tension and your nervousness and your worry. See, what is worry? It's a false faith. It's not faith. It's a false faith in your own ability to make something happen. You go through life like the person on the jet that's taking off, and then you're clutching the armrests of the seat, thinking you can steer the plane by clutching onto the armrests. No. Okay. So you have to listen to this video, watch this video again. Listen to some of my radio programs. Watch some of my videos. They're all free. And get the meditation. I have a brand new, easy meditation, which is free. Okay, it'll help you to get out of negative thinking, become centered. Okay, and go out in the world pre-armed with patience. Okay, my name is Pastor Roland.